Meanwhile, Charlie, Terry Moran, who used to be an ABC News reporter, he kind of went a little crazy in the middle of the night, went after Stephen Miller. He's doing some looking back at his network that he was there for almost 30 years.
All right, this is what he said to Substack. He said, "Were we biased? Yes, almost inadvertently, I'd say. ABC News has the same problem so many leading cultural institutions do in America, a lack of viewpoint diversity. There are hardly any people who supported Donald Trump at ABC News or the other corporate legacy mainstream news networks. And this is bound to impact coverage. Yes, news teams go out with a microphone and a camera and accost people at Trump rallies. But to me, that often comes off as weirdly anthropological and inaccurate, kind of like trying to understand nature by visiting a zoo."
And of course, if you remember, Terry Moran blew himself up a couple of months ago by going on just an incredible screed against Stephen Miller, talking about basically accusing him of being a racist. The thing about Stephen Miller is not that he is the brains behind Trumpism. Yes, he is one of the people who conceptualizes the impulses of the Trumpist movement and translates them into policy. But that's not what's interesting about Miller. It's not brains, it's bile. Miller is a man who is richly endowed with the capacity for hatred. He's a world-class hater. And I hate to say it, but Terry Moran that version of Terry Moran perfectly encapsulates the way the vast majority of the media, in particular the political media, approaches not just Donald Trump, but the people who support Donald Trump, the normal people across the country. And so, I guess he's kind of having this come to Jesus after the fact because he lost his job and he doesn't really know what to say. What he's saying now is correct. It is an anthropological study that they're doing. They treat us like zoo animals. Well, and it's like, it doesn't work.
Well, at its core, it's hard to cover people that you hate.
Exactly.
You can't cover, you can't empathize, you can't tell their stories if you hate the people that you cover. I mean, I see it so often when I used to cover, the Trump rallies when I worked on Sean's show. And I used to go to every rally, talk with the people, and just the gasp from the other reporters. Even when, just a basic thing, when we have our live shots going on, the national anthem plays. I mean, it's just American. This has nothing to do with MAGA. This has nothing to do with Donald Trump. Stanley, put your hand on your heart.
Right.
Respect the country that you're... Many of them just in their phones, that not even respect for the country. Right. And so these are the type of people that you have out there that are covering the election. That's why their prediction, all the polling was wrong. They've gotten it wrong, because they never talk to the other side.
Yeah, and they don't ever learn. They don't ever learn from their mistakes. He's right. These newsrooms at most of the mainstream networks, they are full of Democrats, and they don't want to cover Donald Trump fairly. Even like the Russia hoax, that was a perfect example. They never wanted to correct the record or say that they had made mistakes. Right. It's when Terry Moran's fired, 28 years at ABC, and then he wrote that about Stephen Miller. The post is now deleted, but he's fired, and now he's admitting to what's happening in these newsrooms.
At the heart of it, it's a prejudice and it's a closed-mindedness. I spent 15 years covering politics, mostly Democrats, and you have to approach all of these people who support somebody. You might not agree with them, but you have to approach it with an open mind,
right? And try to understand.
Yeah. It's like, well, maybe I'm missing something here, but you try to do it with you can never show that contempt.
That's right.
Or hatred.
Am I the only one? I feel like conservatives do listen to the other side. They might not agree with you, but they're civil about it. I feel like Democrats, it is about hatred.
Yep. So true.
It helps to always figure you're probably wrong.
Right.
As I do. As I often do.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.